बहुत सारे television के actors or actresses they
Hmm.
had tried to make, I mean, they tried to make a successful transition in films, but they could not.
So that was kind of on my mind as well, not to be seen for a very long time.
I'm asking you this precisely because I don't do television regularly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, very seldom I do television. Television actors वो
Mm-hmm.
बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब चेहरा दिखा चुके हैं ऑलरेडी ओवर एक्सपोज हो गए हैं.
आप ओवर एक्सपोज हो जाते हैं, वो तो आई थिंक फिल्मों में भी हो जाते हैं. वी हैव दी सुपरस्टार्स, यू सी देम डे इन एंड डे आउट, यू सी देयर फिल्म्स कमिंग आउट, यू सी द शोज कमिंग आउट. मैंने जो सीखा और जहां मुझे थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम आई थी शुरुआत में, जब मैंने फिल्म के ऑडिशन करना शुरू किया, there I realized the game here is totally different than on television.
I spoke to Gautam Bode a few days ago और he told me that मतलब वो तो आते ही नहीं थे मतलब संजय लीला भंसाली barely used to come on the sets and all of that. तो I don't know कितना frequent हुआ रहेगा meetups उनके साथ, because when the director or the producer doesn't even arrive on the sets because it's the same TV set TV show. I don't know कितना frequency रहा होगा.
उसके बाद तो सर ने कुछ कहा नहीं, तो मतलब ठीक है, एक और
मतलब
audition
रोल
दिया,
मिला नहीं,
एक और बार रिजेक्ट हो गए, चलो वही हमारी कहानी है, हम वही करते रहेंगे, रिजेक्ट होते रहेंगे और ऑडिशन देते रहेंगे और अपने आप को इम्प्रूव करते रहेंगे.
You know what is the paradox over here? The fact that he liked you, or as you say, and whoever told you that he liked your small town honesty, the paradox is the role itself is not honest at all. It is one of the most dishonest, most immoral role for that matter.
Yeah, but I did it with full honesty and full conviction.
Hello and welcome to GG Hunt. My name is Sandeep, and right now I have with me someone who's just, I wouldn't say left an indelible mark, but definitely has left a mark on the minds of the people in the industry, in the film industry, with his small little role, but a very crucial one at that, in Sanjay Leela Bhansali's Gangubai Kathiawadi. Hi, Varun. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Varun, at the very outset, I'd like to know, the fact that you were a very popular face on television and you had quite a few shows lined up in your kitty, and suddenly you kind of disappeared and vanished from the television screens, and then you resurfaced, and literally everybody was flabbergasted with the fact that you were there in the film in Gangubai Kathiawadi. Given the fact that you were also part of his Saraswati Chandra on television, Mrs. Sanjay Leela Bhansali.
Right. Yeah. So that was a conscious decision on my part. I had a vision for myself. So and I was not afraid to fail. I was not afraid for that. That there would be setbacks in what I want to do, and I had made up my mind that I'll literally try and push myself and let's see where this goes. So I had taken a sort of a break from television and started learning and unlearning, as they say. Okay. So I started unlearning, and hence I was not on TV for a very long time. And this happened. I think I was very lucky. I became a part of a film like this. Very fortunate to be present and to be shooting with Sir Bhansali sir. Yeah.
वो कहते हैं ना, मतलब बहुत सारे टेलीविजन के एक्टर्स और एक्ट्रेसेस they had tried to make, they tried to make a successful transition in films, but they could not. And the fact that you landed your first film under the SLB banner is a big thing in itself.
देखिए, ऐसा है कि टीवी एक्टर और फिल्म एक्टर ही है, उसमें कोई फर्क नहीं है. द बेसिक स्किल सेट इज द सेम. थोड़ा बहुत माइंडसेट का फर्क है, थोड़ा बहुत काम करने का तरीके में फर्क है, or you need to focus more on yourself, and you need to have that solid presence and that solid skill set to be on a film set, because टीवी में आज एक एपिसोड हो गया, कल आपको दोबारा मौका मिलेगा अपने आप को प्रूव करने का. बट फिल्म में एक बार फिल्म बन गई तो वही फिल्म बार बार चलेगी. सो देन वो एक थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट है टेलीविजन और फिल्म में. बट आई विल से बेसिक स्किल सेट एक्टिंग का सेम ही है. द बेस इज सेम एवरीवेयर.
Right. Everybody in the industry, they actually, especially people who are, in television shows for that matter. And I'm asking you this precisely because I don't do television regularly. very seldom I do television. So the fact that I have spoken to many TV artists and TV actors, for that matter, people from the television background. They
Mm-hmm.
have told me that even though we kind of harp on the fact that acting is acting, and television artists are, people who are working for television, they are acting, and people who are working for films, they're also acting, and acting is acting. But in the industry, things are different. I mean, they tend to differentiate. जैसे for instance, कोई casting director के पास जाओ, और या कोई producer के पास जाओ, तो they
Mm-hmm.
clearly define and state that television actors वो
Mm-hmm.
बहुत ज्यादा मतलब चेहरा दिखा चुके हैं already, overexposed हो गए हैं. And
Mm-hmm.
Hina Khan was upfront in saying that I don't understand the meaning of this overexposed. Even Karishma Tanna said that a few days ago. तो कहीं ना कहीं ये चीज भी शायद तुम्हारे दिमाग में रहेगा, जहन में रहेगा कि हाँ, अगर मैं थोड़े दिनों के लिए, जैसे द सेम स्ट्रैटेजी इज बीन टेकन बाय लक्ष्य लालवानी, जो करण जौहर की फिल्म में आ रहा है, and he was suddenly off from the television screens. He just minused his social media account completely, और पूरी तरह से delete कर दिया, even though there were tidbits of his personal self coming out on social media here and there. But that was the कहीं ना कहीं वो भी mindset था, because if it was there, it was really good. But why I'm saying this again? क्योंकि मैं जब premiere में था, and for the first time I saw this film, and I saw this guy in the very first scene, and I was like, कहीं तो देखा है इसको, कहीं तो देखा, कहाँ पर देखा, I could not recollect. So that was actually a good thing.
Right. So that was kind of on my mind as well, not to be seen for a very long time. So that there is a certain intrigue to the person, the actor also. और अब मैं थोड़ी सी टेक्निकल बात करूंगा. आप ओवर एक्सपोज हो जाते हैं, वो तो आई थिंक फिल्मों में भी हो जाते हैं. वी हैव दी सुपरस्टार्स, यू सी देम डे इन एंड डे आउट, यू सी देयर फिल्म्स कमिंग आउट, यू सी द शोज कमिंग आउट. बट मैंने जो सीखा और जहां मुझे थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम आई थी शुरुआत में, जब मैंने फिल्म के ऑडिशन करना शुरू किया, there I realized the game here is totally different than on television. So then again, I had to work on that. I had to learn how to audition well, which took a very, very long time. And I had to start reading all over again. So I think अगर आप overexposed भी हो चुके हो, तो भी कोई problem, इतनी बड़ी problem नहीं है. But if you learn how to crack an audition, if they see that part, that you are the best fit for that character, I think anyone will cast you. People do want to cast different faces. They are looking for different faces. The casting directors offices are there to invite new actors, different actors, those who are not seen, those who have done work but are willing to change themselves and come up with something new, offer something new to them. That is why they are there. And I thought I had to bring in something new with myself. So that is when I started learning how to audition, what it takes to give a good audition, what it is about myself that I have to bring to the table to an audition that the casting director says, yes, you fit into that part. So here, this is a role for you. We are offering you. So overexposed ho bhi gaye ho, aap to koi baat nahi. But if I believe if you are able to let go of whatever fame and the validation and the money that you've earned through television, if you can completely let it go and become a fresh actor, a new actor, start your journey all over again, I think there are many production houses, many directors and producers who are willing to accept you. ये मेरा मानना है, मैं गलत हो सकता हूँ. ये मेरा पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है.
नहीं, absolutely. और वरुण, मुझे ये बताओ, on first time when you met Mr. Bhansali, not for Saraswati Chandra, but for this film, how did the meeting happen? Or and the fact that you were a part of Saraswati Chandra, which again he was a producer for, कहीं ना कहीं मतलब, did that experience help, or did that meeting up perhaps? I don't know. I spoke to Gautam Lode a few days ago, और he told me that मतलब वो तो आते ही नहीं थे, मतलब संजीला भंसाली barely used to come on the sets and all of that. तो I don't know कितना frequent हुआ रहेगा meetups उनके साथ, because when the director or the producer doesn't even arrive on the sets because it's a TV set, TV show. I don't know कितना frequency रहा होगा. And now the fact that you actually have been a part of, Sanjay Leela Bhansali film, What was the first meeting like? And did that experience help?
Right. To be honest, मैं सर से सरस्वती चंद्र के वक्त नहीं मिला था. मैं काफी लेट आया था शो में, और सर को याद भी नहीं था कि आई वॉज अ पार्ट ऑफ द शो. सो ऑब्वियसली आई मीन ही हैज अ लॉट ऑन हिज प्लेट ऑलवेज. सो और वो बहुत साल हो गए थे उस बात को, सो उन्हें याद नहीं था. बट जब मैं पहली बार मिला था, see, I was and I am in awe of that person. The world he creates, the way he shoots his characters, and there's so much detailing, there's so much perfection, and then there is his vision which you only try to sit and absorb on his set. So having all that in my mind, I was kind of कि मैं सर के सामने जा रहा हूँ, मैं उनसे बात कैसे करूंगा, मैं वो कुछ मुझे पूछेंगे तो मैं कैसे जवाब दूंगा, तब मेरी आवाज कैसे निकलेगी, क्या मैं कितना कितना अच्छे से बात कर पाऊंगा उनसे, मैं सही जवाब दे पाऊंगा, मैं फंबल करूंगा उसमें भी. एंड देन व्हेन आई मेट हिम, ही वाज प्लेइंग माय ऑडिशन. द लैपटॉप वाज देयर ऑन हिज टेबल एंड ही वाज सिटिंग राइट अक्रॉस द टेबल, एंड ही वाज वाचिंग माय ऑडिशन एंड आई वाज लाइक, शुड आई इवन लुक एट हिम, मैं उनको देखूं कि उनका क्या रिएक्शन आ रहा है जब वो मेरा ऑडिशन देख रहे हैं. मेरी हिम्मत नहीं हुई थी. तो आई वाज वेरी वेरी नर्वस. इट वाज I think that feeling was too good to be true, sitting right in front of sir, someone like him who's truly a gift to our cinema, I believe. His cinema is very unique. His music is so unique. His characters are so unique. His colors are so unique. His choreography is so unique. So everything is so special about him. Me sitting right in front of him, I mean, that was too much for me, to take in. So I like quietly put my head down, and then sir asked, Varun, आपने क्या किया है? तो मैंने कहा, सर आपका शो था सरस्वती चंद्र, और मैंने 2-3 शो के नाम लिए. फिर मैंने बोला, सर अब काफी टाइम हो गया है, मैंने कॉन्शियसली डिसीजन लिया है कि मैं टेलीविजन नहीं कर रहा हूँ, सो दैट आई कैन डू फिल्म्स एंड सम अदर वर्क. तो मैंने बोला ओके. और उसके बाद सर और श्रुति महाजन मैम थी, द कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर, वो दोनों एक दूसरे को लाइक 5-10 सेकंड के लिए देख रहे थे. एंड देन आई वाज टोल्ड, आपको बता देंगे हम क्या करना है. दैट वाज अबाउट इट. ही डिडंट से एनीथिंग एल्स. सो या आई थॉट उसके बाद तो उसके बाद तो सर ने कुछ कहा नहीं, तो मतलब ठीक है, एक और
मतलब
ऑडिशन दिया,
रोल मिला नहीं.
एक और बार रिजेक्ट हो गए, चलो वही हमारी कहानी है, हम वही करते रहेंगे, रिजेक्ट होते रहेंगे और ऑडिशन देते रहेंगे और अपने आप को इम्प्रूव करते रहेंगे. एक न एक दिन कोई ना कोई तो कास्ट कर ही लेगा. लेकिन मुझे क्या पता था वो दिन वही होगा और बंसाली सर मुझे कास्ट कर लेंगे रोल के लिए.
Absolutely. I mean, in one interview, I think मैंने तुम्हारा एक इंटरव्यू पढ़ा था. उसमें you said that, I mean, श्रुति ने कॉल किया था, श्रुति महाजन ने कॉल किया था तुम्हें, और she told you that Bhansali liked your small town honesty.
Yeah, that is what. उसके बाद I called up my wife and I said कि यार ऐसा हो गया है, क्या बोलूँ अब मैं, because even she knew that मैं कितने टाइम से ट्राई कर रहा था. So उसने बोला, एक काम कर, you don't come home, you go sit somewhere, I'll come and join. You don't come home, it's okay, we'll sit and talk about it, we'll see what we can do. And then I go to a place, a restaurant, and I wait for her. And then I get a call from Simi, the assistant who took my audition. So she said, Varun, we are locking you. I said, wow, really? You're locking me? I can't believe this. Then she said, sir, actually liked your small town honesty. So मैं बोला, okay. सर ने मुझे ये देखा, great. I mean, जो देखा वो देखा, मुझे अच्छा लगा, मुझे कास्ट कर लिया, बस, doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
तो बस yeah.
Or what is the paradox over here? The fact that he liked you, or as you say, and whoever told you that he liked your small town honesty, the paradox is the role itself is not honest at all. It is one of the most dishonest, most immoral role for that matter.
Yeah, but I did it with full honesty and full conviction.
Absolutely. And I have to commend your looks in the part of the film that you were a part of. You had you were looking like a typical a Rajasthani guy with those balis in your ears and that long hair and all of that. So tell me a little bit about your looks, as in like kisne design kiya, and what made you, I mean, how did you perhaps get into the skin of the character?
This a look test, to be honest.
अरे पापा को बोलने की क्या जरूरत है, चल जाते हैं. I still remember that.
चलना जाते हैं, उनको क्यों बताना है?
हाँ वही.
गंगा, ये तेरे पास आखिरी मौका है, बोल वरना मैं टिकट फाड़ दूंगा, सोच ले.
हाँ
So
हाँ.
yeah, so this look test was honestly the longest one, you know. uh, Initially, the hairstyle they tried on me was curls, so they had to curl. That took around
Mm.
like 2 hours to do that, and then there was makeup, and then there was a mustache, and then the costume came on. So it took in all about to me completely get ready 3 घंटे लग गए थे पहली बार. फिर मुझे सर के सामने ले गए. फिर सर ने देखा मेरे बालों को, मेरे चेहरे को, बोला कि ये तो एकदम बनाया हुआ लग रहा है. एक काम करो वरुण, आप अपने हाथ से बाल को ऐसे पीछे कर लो, खुद ही कर लो. सो हम एक दूसरे को देख रहे हैं. हेयर स्टाइलिस्ट देख रहा है, यार वरुण, हमने 2 ढाई घंटे लगाए, 2 घंटे लगाए आपके सिर्फ बालों में, उसको एक एक पकड़ के
Mm.
कर्ल करने में 2 लोग लगे पड़े थे, तो मैंने कर दिया. तो बोले हाँ, दिस नाउ लुक्स लाइक कि हेयर स्टाइल नहीं करी गई है, दिस लुक्स लाइक दिस लुक्स नेचुरल. सो देन वो हुआ. उसके बाद अलग अलग कॉस्ट्यूम्स ट्राई करा है, अलग अलग कलर्स ट्राई करा है. देन सर पूछ रहे थे आपको कौन सा पसंद आ रहा है, और मैं सोच रहा हूँ यार भंसाली सर मुझसे पूछ रहे हैं मुझे क्या पसंद आ रहा है, एम आई इवन सपोज टू आंसर. तो मैं तो एकदम घबरा गया था उस वो मोमेंट में. मैं बोला सर मुझे नहीं पता, आपको जो ठीक लगे. बोले ओके,
Mm.
चलो ये तो बोलने नहीं वाले, हम देख लेंगे. तो ये थी हमारी लुक टेस्ट की कहानी. मुझे सेट पर भी तैयार होने में डेढ़ 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 घंटा तो लग जाता था. सो आई यूज्ड टू कम अ लिटिल अर्ली. पहले
डेढ़
शेव
घंटे
करते
लग
थे.
जाते थे.
या बाल बनाने,
डेढ़
मेरे बाल
घंटे क्यों
बनाने में
लगते थे?
बहुत
I mean,
वक्त.
it was a pretty
बाल
simple
बन
look, यार. I mean,
नहीं नहीं नहीं, वो बाल
क्या
बनाने
क्या
में
था?
मेरे बाल पूरे ऐसे, मेरे बाल लंबे थे तब, तो पूरे बाल ऐसे लंबे यहाँ तक रहते थे, यहाँ से बड़े
अच्छा.
थे, यहाँ से बड़े थे. उन सबको मैनेज करना, इट्स अ लॉन्ग प्रोसेस, यू नो.
Okay.
लड़कों को भी टाइम लगता है तैयार होने में, ऐसा नहीं
नहीं
है.
नहीं, absolutely,
सो
because I mean, I loved your look in the film. I mean, in fact, एक ही लड़का कैरेक्टर था पूरे फिल्म में. I mean, obviously थे तो सही दूसरे, but the one that stands out, and the one that actually on whom the entire film is based. You know, the fact that if your character wouldn't have been would be inexistent, then what would happen? I mean, the girl would never be sold. She would have gotten married to some rich businessman in in Gujarat, and then she would have done that Garba, happy Garba. So the film would not be existent in the first place. So your character
yes,
was a fulcrum of sorts.
yeah,
So
it
somewhere
was.
also one thing that I missed in the film was, which is why again I mentioned that in my review as well, the fact that your character was never quite revived in a later phase, or perhaps never. I mean, they do not really come across each other's
I know,
paths, especially in the entire narrative. So that was a
I know,
minus point which I felt,
I
and
know, I know.
yeah, and the fact that Shantanu backed that role of
Akshan.
Alia's character, Gangu's lover. Yeah, uh,
Hmm.
what's with that? I mean, the fact that you two could be a good alternative for that particular character. I don't know what made Mr. Vansali choose him. What is your take on him?
I really don't have any take on that, to be honest. That's his vision. That's Sir's vision, what he wanted to see in that character and what he wanted to see in my character. But I'm glad I played this character just to begin with, and breaking the monotony of the characters that I've played. So this
Mm.
completely now throws me into a world which I've not been a part of.
Mm.
So I think I'm glad I played this role to begin with, and there's so much to learn. These days playing gray characters or negative shades, or these are just names, but there are no gray characters, there are no negative shades, I believe. So I believe I was the hero of the film. I have no take on any other role or any other actor playing other character. So yeah,
Mm.
but I'm glad, yeah. There's Shantanu along, who's come a long way, who's come a long way. From D3 to Jhalak and various music videos and so much. So he's come a long way. So I'm so happy that happened for him as
Even
well.
you've come a long
And
way. But
and two of us being part of a huge project and a huge process, will take us definitely, both of us, way ahead in terms of our graph. It's okay. So
absolutely.
yeah, he deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. I have no second thoughts about it.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay, I get that. I get that, Varun. I feel you. So Varun, मुझे एक बात बताओ. the fact that when the news broke, or perhaps when you kind of informed your parents about the fact that you have been chosen to be a part of Mr.
Hmm.
Bhansali's film Gangubai Kathiawadi, और
Hmm.
गंगूबाई काठियावाड़ी तो
Hmm.
बनते बनते पता नहीं कितना वक्त, बिकॉज बीच में
Oh,
पैंडेमिक आया और वो
oh,
सेट्स का इशू हो गया था बीच में, फिर आई मीन ऑल
oh.
ऑफ दैट। मुझे पहले बताओ कि तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स का रिएक्शन क्या था, एंड डिड दे नो अबाउट द रोल दैट यूड बी पोर्ट्रेइंग इन द फिल्म, और जब उन्होंने थिएटर में देखा उनका रिएक्शन क्या था?
नहीं, ऑफ कोर्स मैं इतना टाइम तो उनसे छुपा नहीं सकता था कि क्या मेरा रोल है. दे वुड वांट टू नो कि क्या रोल है, बताओ बताओ उसके बारे में. बट आई थिंक उनका रिएक्शन भी मेरी तरह था. Just to be able to grasp what has happened with you,
रोल
and to yeah, a role, what has happened with you. You've been offered a role uh, uh, in Bansali Productions, and sir himself will be directing such a big film, and you will be seen opposite a superstar. So to be able to completely grasp, I haven't fully grasped that, the whole thing that has happened with me. I'm still coming to terms with that, you know so for them, I think they went through the same emotions as I did, and it was sort of a victory for all of us, the family. That I had a vision of myself. I was trying to do something. I did a few things right, and hence, I was there. I was there as a part of the film. So it boosts your confidence. It helps you to take bigger risks in life, as in your career and as an actor, which is, I think, the most important thing to do. uh, I think the sheer comfort that you are in, it just kills you as a person, as an actor, and whatever you're trying to do. So I completely threw myself out of that comfort zone, which I was in, doing television for a very long time. And the results were seen, and they were cherished by the family, and it was a victory for all of us as a family, as friends as well. Yeah, I can't leave
Absolutely.
them. Yeah, yeah. My friends also know my journey. So yeah.
Varun, tell me a little bit about your, tell me about the time when you actually began your struggle in the industry, and how did you land your first television stint, and
Hmm.
from where did you come? What was your beginning, and what was your roots of sorts?
Hmm. Uh, so actually, acting began when I was very young in Ahmedabad in school. So स्कूल में जब हम होते हैं, छोटे होते हैं, तो हमारी समर वेकेशंस होती है. इट्स अ लॉन्ग वेकेशन, 2.5 month वेकेशन. तो उसमें
हाँ.
यूजुअली हम कभी स्विमिंग क्लासेस करते हैं, कभी क्रिकेट कोचिंग, टेनिस हो गया. सो ऐसे ही एक एक्टिंग वर्कशॉप के लिए मम्मी पापा ने मुझे भेजा था, एंड आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग द वर्कशॉप. सो वहां से मेरी कहानी शुरू हुई थी. वहां से मैंने वो वर्कशॉप के बाद मैंने बहुत सारी एड फिल्म की थी गुजराती. मैंने एक दो एपिसोड किए थे एक गुजराती टीवी शो में, विच वॉज वेरी पॉपुलर बैक देन. उसका नाम था सासू जी ना खतरा, कॉमेडी शो विच वॉज वेरी वेरी पॉपुलर देन. उसमें एक दो एपिसोड के लिए मैं था. एड्स बहुत सारी करी थी, फिर दो चाइल्ड फिल्म्स करी थी, एंड आई वॉज द यंगेस्ट चाइल्ड एक्टर इन दैट. सो मेरी जर्नी तो शुरू वहां से हुई थी. व्हेन आई थिंक अबाउट इट, सो द सीड वाज
Okay.
सोन बैक देन व्हेन आई वाज वेरी यंग. बट उसके बाद ऑफ कोर्स हमारी फैमिली में एजुकेशन, पढ़ाई बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. सो आगे वो रास्ता चेंज हो गया. देन आई वेंट टू पुणे. पुणे में था. देन पुणे के बाद आई हैड एन ऑप्शन. आई हैड सम टाइम इन माय हैंड्स टू कम टू बॉम्बे and see what I can do about myself. And I wanted to give it a try. I was a bit apprehensive, but मेरे parents थे और मेरे दोस्त थे. तब उन्होंने बोला कि you have time, take a chance. आप जाकर देखो, अगर कुछ नहीं होता you can always come back. So it was sort of a trial period back then. And then I landed एकता कपूर शो, किस देश में है मेरा दिल. I auditioned for it. मुझे आज भी याद है उसका जब लुक टेस्ट करना था, तो मैं खैर आज भी पतला हूँ, तब मैं और भी पतला था. So I think I was 24 back then. I used to look like 16, 15, 16. So they were completely shocked कि आप 24 साल के और आप इतने छोटे कैसे दिख रहे हो. But था. So what they tried, so that I could fit in a character, I could fit in somewhere on screen, you know. उन्होंने मुझे बहुत सारी टी शर्ट्स पहनाई अंदर. कम से कम 6-7 मैंने टी शर्ट्स पहनी थी. उसके ऊपर एक बड़ी सी टी शर्ट पहनाया और उसके ऊपर एक कोट पहनाया, और फिर मेरा ऑडिशन लिया था. सो ऐसे मेरा पहला ऑडिशन हुआ था. सो वहां से मेरी जर्नी शुरू हुई. वो शो में मेरा एक छोटा सा रोल था. हर्षद चोपड़ा थे उसमें. अदिति गुप्ता थी, दीपक सर थे, निहिका वर्मा थी, फिर सुशांत वॉज देयर. सो मैं हर्षद और सुशांत का कजन प्ले कर रहा था, और पूरे 6 महीने में मैंने सिर्फ 3 लाइनें बोली थी. बाकी पूरे टाइम में खड़ा रहता था. बट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट, द मनी दैट आई मेड, आई कुड सर्वाइव इन मुंबई, एंड हेंस आगे से आगे मैं बढ़ता गया और रोल लेता गया. और मैं टेलीविजन की वजह से, एकता कपूर की वजह से मैं मुंबई आया था, और उनकी वजह से मैं मुंबई रह पाया इतना टाइम.
Wow, lovely.
या
Ekta, if
या
you're
या
hearing this, please make sure that you
I
keep
hope
on
she does.
shouting
I'm
Hare Ram,
ever
Hare
so
Ram.
grateful. Yeah, yeah. She was the one who gave me a standing in the industry to begin with. Yeah.
Lovely. अच्छा,
Hmm.
यू नो तुमने टीवी किया, टीवी के बाद टीवी छोड़ दिया जैसे कि तुमने अभी कहा, उसके बाद ये फिल्म में आए. तो इन द मीन टाइम, व्हाट वर योर
Hmm.
वेकेशंस, व्हाट वर यू डूइंग, एंड हाउ डिड यू सर्वाइव?
In the meantime, तो हाँ, मेरी लाइफ में बहुत कुछ हो गया. uh, uh, of course there was lockdown, और समवेयर आई न्यू कि मुझे जीरो से शुरुआत करनी होगी. सो वो शुरुआत का जो टाइम होता है ना, देन आपको समझ नहीं आता कि आप क्या करें, कहाँ से शुरू करें, कैसे आगे बढ़े. क्योंकि वो जो गोल होता है ना, तब इतना दूर होता है और इतना बड़ा होता है, तब आपको लगता है कि आप पहुंच पाओगे कि नहीं. बट आप सिर्फ कोशिश करते हो और देखते हो कि आप क्या कर सकते हो. सो वो शुरुआत का जो लर्निंग प्रोसेस होता है ना, आई मीन आई बिलीव आप कुछ भी सीख सकते हो. यू कैन लर्न एनीथिंग यू वांट टू learn in this lifetime, for free, by yourself. But there is that initial torture that you have to go through. So that initial torture is, yeah, it's the worst phase. But then once it becomes a habit, that there is a certain a routine that you follow, and you become disciplined. So then that becomes a part of your DNA. So आप हर रोज वही की वही चीज दोबारा 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 करेंगे. So you'll become good at it, and one day you'll be closer to where you want to be. So बहुत कुछ था, मुझे सीखना था, मुझे लोगों से मिलना था, मुझे कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर्स के पास जाना था, मुझे मुझे जो मैंने काम किया था उसे भुलाना था, मुझे मेरी डिलीवरी चेंज करनी थी. एक एक्टर का माइंडसेट होता है, वो माइंडसेट चेंज करना था. सो बहुत कुछ था. उसके बीच में लॉकडाउन भी हो गया, एंड देन आई
ये
आल्सो लॉस्ट
एक्टर का
माय.
माइंडसेट से क्या मतलब है तुम्हारा? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द एक्टर्स माइंडसेट? एंड वो माइंडसेट चेंज करना था?
या इट्स ऑल अबाउट द माइंडसेट. आपको एक पीस परफॉर्म करना है, तो आप वो कैसे परफॉर्म करेंगे, उसे कैसे परसीव करेंगे, उसमें आप अपने आप को कैसे लाएंगे. दैट इज व्हाट
ओके.
द इंडिविजुअलिटी इज. व्हाई डू वी सी अमिताभ बच्चन एज अमिताभ बच्चन? बिकॉज ही इज he is giving, what he is bringing to that role, nobody else can. So that is what the mindset
So
you
you
need
mean
to
to say
have.
that
So,
you had a different sort of a mindset earlier, and now you have transformed perhaps
yeah,
into something else?
yeah, I need to go. You need to dig deeper. You need to dig deeper as an actor within yourself.
Right.
You need to understand yourself. And only if you do that, only understand yourself, which takes years and years and years, you can make a fortune out here acting or doing anything else you want. So that's the whole process, that the new journey that I put myself on. And talking with people, getting to know the casting directors, their offices, their associates, and getting auditions and telling them that, I want to audition for you. I am looking out for this and this now. So yeah, so there was so much, in the beginning. And then at times then you feel कि अरे ये तो मुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा, अब कैसे करूंगा मैं, और मैं अकेला हूँ, मैं किसी को जानता भी नहीं हूँ, मेरे पीछे कोई नहीं है, मुझे सब कुछ खुद ही करना है, मुझे घर से निकल के कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर के ऑफिस भी खुद ही जाना है. मैं ऐसे ही किसी के ऑफिस कैसा चला जाऊंगा, मैं ऐसे ही कैसे बोल दूंगा कि हाय मैं वरुण हूँ, मैंने अभी तक ये किया है, बट अब मुझे ये करना है. इट्स नॉट इजी टू बिगिन विद. बट समवेयर आई डोंट नो, आई गैदर द करेज, और मैंने वो शुरू किया करना सब कुछ एक साथ. और उसके बीच में लॉकडाउन हुआ, और आई ऑल्सो लॉस्ट माई ब्रदर in a plane crash in Sydney. So that happened on 4th November 2020. So even that added to everything else that was happening in my life. So yeah.
Wow, it seems that you've already seen a lot. I mean, there's a lot more for you to see, even though. Before I end, Varun, it was a wonderfully enlightening and a very candid kind of a conversation that I had with you. Before I end, Varun, एक बात मुझे बताओ. I mean, have you been approached for any more films? Have you been, looking for any more opportunities? And how is the going? How do you perceive the going from here?
ये जो मुझे मिला था, that was a wonderful platform,
Absolutely.
to begin with, a solid launch pad, and I'm glad उसके बाद things have been rolling for me, and very soon I'll be able to tell you. मैं आपको बता पाऊंगा कि कोई एक ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट है जो जितना गंगूबाई बड़ा है वो भी उतना ही बड़ा है. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Only when I can tell you conclusively and एकदम concrete तरीके से कि हाँ ये प्रोजेक्ट मैं कर रहा हूँ, ये उसमें मेरा ये कैरेक्टर है, तब मैं आपको आकर उस दिन बताऊंगा. But yes, I'm very happy the space that I am in finally.
Great, lovely. And Varun, one thing before I said that, that was my last question, but then suddenly one particular question cropped my mind, and that was, what was your experience shooting with Bhansali when he was directing you? Were you jittery? Tell me everything. I mean, the fact that you also shared the screen with Alia. How was that? And the fact that you had to be a little. One particular scene that stood out was there in the train. I don't know whether any other interviewers would have asked you so deeply about that particular sequence that you were a part of. Train mein, one thing that was very apparent, that she was completely into you. Ganga was completely into you, and she was resting her head on your shoulders and all of that. And you were distant and you were aloof. You had your shoulders on your on your head, and you did not show any sort of an affection by leaning against her head. And you just had your concentration, your entire motivation came from the money that was there in the bag, and what do you call that, the keys, for that matter, baki chabiya, for that matter. So was that a part of the direction, या तुमने खुद से किया? And how was Sanjay Leela Bhansali's entire this thing?
So I clearly remember that moment. जब गंगा रमनी के कंधे पर अपना सर रखती है, तो immediately that was an instinctive reaction. तब रमनी गंगा को देखता है, और तब वो प्यार से ही देखता है उसे. तब वो प्यार से ही देखता है. उसके बाद when he goes away, then he knows where he is going, what he has to do, and what can happen and what cannot happen. So I think that comes with the preparation and the character that you have to play. So you don't have to think while you're doing that. Just an instinctive reaction, वो अपने आप ही आ जाता है. जिस तरह से सीन डिजाइन किया होता है, जिस तरह से लाइंस होती है, जो मोमेंटम से आप सीन की शुरुआत करते हैं और आप जहां जाने वाले होते हैं उसके बाद, सो वो आप पहले से ही दिमाग में बिठा लेते हैं अच्छे से कि क्या करने वाले हैं, क्या नहीं होने वाला है. उसके बाद जो भी बीच में होता है वो इज जस्ट द मोमेंट, एंड यू जस्ट बी इन दैट मोमेंट, एंड व्हाटएवर कम्स आउट इज द कैरेक्टर. सो तब वो था. बट भंसाली सर का मुझे याद है, जब पहला दिन था मेरा उनके सेट पर, मुझे शूट करना था, तो मैं तो सब भगवान के नाम ही ले रहा था कि बस जो मेरा पहला शॉट हो वो अच्छा हो जाए, और सर बोले वेरी गुड, और मेरे लिए ओके हो जाए, और मेरी जो वो एंजाइटी है, वो जो नर्व्स हो, वो थोड़ी ठीक हो जाए. बट कॉन्ट्ररी टू द बिलीफ, मेरा पहला शॉट ही मैंने फंबल किया था, एज फार एज आई रिमेम्बर. सो मैं जो सोच के आया, मैंने फंबल किया था आई थिंक पहले शॉट में. मैंने कुछ तो कर दिया था, बिकॉज आई वाज ओनली ट्राइंग टू कंट्रोल माई सेल्फ, और उसमें वो कंट्रोल करने के चक्कर में मैंने कुछ और ही बोल दिया था. जो लाइन नहीं बोलनी, जो बोलनी थी, मैंने कुछ और बोल दिया था. सो वो हो गया था. बट देन दैट्स ओके. आई थिंक एक एक्टर है, एक्टर फंबल करते ही है, हर कोई करता है, तो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है उसमें. देन यस, एज टाइम प्रोग्रेस्ड, आई बिकेम अ बिट कंफर्टेबल shooting with Alia as well, with Sir directing and the whole team and everything that was happening on the set. And it's a huge setup, it's a huge setup. The set is huge. Everything is so huge. that it takes time for you to understand what is happening, and you just have to let go of yourself completely, and give into the process and give into the scene, to the moment that you
Mhm.
are in. Must.
Hmm.
So that's a challenge. Yeah.
और आलिया के साथ कैसा रहा?
यार, उनसे बात करोगे तो आप कभी आपको ये फीलिंग नहीं आएगी, वाओ शी इज अ सुपरस्टार. I mean, she's one of the biggest stars in India that we have, and now she's
Hmm.
making her Hollywood debut as well. So, जो आप सोचते हैं कि अरे मैं क्या इनसे ऐसे बात कर पाऊंगा, मैं क्या इनको ये बोल पाऊंगा, अगर मैंने फंबल कर दिया तो क्या वो गुस्सा होंगी या दूसरा टेक देंगी कि नहीं, क्या करेंगी वो. बट ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. ये सब मेरे assumptions थे, मेरे दिमाग की कहानियां थी. बट सामने अगर
Hmm.
जाओगे तो she's just another actor on the set. So that made me feel very very comfortable right from day one, even before I was on the set. हमारी जब reading हुई थी. So yeah, sometimes she's this very pure, very simple, and this very young chulbuli ladki who's shown us her side of character. So that's tremendous, the work she's done. Mm, Yeah, that's all I
Absolutely.
have to say about Alia. Yeah.
All right, Varun, with that, we come to the end of this lovely conversation with you. I had a gala time, and this was perhaps one of the most candid conversations that I've had with
Uh,
anyone. So thank you so much for your time, and I really hope, and I look forward to your career, and I really hope that you really do well in whatever
yeah.
career path you choose, and whatever films or shows or whatever you
Mhm.
choose. OTT for that matter is
Mm.
booming nowadays, so I really hope to see you in a lot more OTT shows as
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. Fingers
so
crossed.
so
Fingers crossed on that.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So with that,
All
we
right.
come to the end, and thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you. Thank you, Varun.
Thank you so much. Same here. Bye bye.
Yep. My name is Sandeep with Hindustan Times. Digi Hunt. Bye, Varun.
Bye.